Welcome to East Texas Red Barn Cooking with your guy, Texas T. Texas T here. Get ready. It's time to do some cooking, y'all. Hello, folks. This is Texas T coming to you from the Red Barn. All right. So we're going to do this chuck roast. This chuck roast that I have has been marinating in my own personal. What am I trying to say? My marinade that I make for my beef jerky. But it tasted so good, I'm like, you know what, let's throw it on this roast here, let it soak it up, and man, we can't lose at that. So, we're going to throw this baby on the smoker. I'm going to season it up, and I'll show you what I season it with here in a little bit. I've done a few of these. I've cooked a long time. I've had some failures. I am no pro. I never claimed to be a professional. Whoa, what's up? I guess it's on. I'm not a professional cook. I'm not a chef. I've never won a competition. But I've been smoking and cooking meat for over 20 years. And I've had some absolute failures and I've had some wonderful successes. So hey, you know, we're going to see what this does. We're going to get this out of here, season it up with some good old seasonings that I made up, and have a drink or two, smoke some meat for the rest of the afternoon, and wait for the gin to get home. I've got chicken and some shrimp that I have to do for the gin. Jen is my Jennifer. So, you know, she likes chicken and shrimp. I'm a beef guy. She likes beef, but she kind of gets, I cook so much meat, she gets tired of me cooking meat all the time. And a lot of times it's pork. I do a lot of pork. She finally told me a couple weeks ago, all right, enough with the pork. I'm tired of pork. We need beef, something. So I've been doing a couple of these chuck roasts. And I did a brisket last weekend or the weekend before for a party. And it came out good. It did. But I wasn't as pleased with it as I've had other ones come out, but it was decent. So I'm going with this Cheap Boys brisket, chuck roast. Of course, they're not so cheap anymore. I mean, this little 3-pounder cost me $18, so you know, meat's not cheap anymore. It's ridiculous. But that being said, we love it. We love to cook it. We dang sure like to eat it. So Texas T here is gonna get this going. This is not Texas Tea. This is just a good cold beer that I like. Texas Tea. That's my Texas tea. It's not tea, folks. It's just what I call it and what I call myself. So let's get this going and fire that baby up. See what's happening. All right, so here we are with our chuck roast taken out of the marinade. Now, I do not pat it down. I'm not going to wipe it off. I'm not going to trim it. I'm not doing anything to this bad boy. We're just going to season it up. Right here, I got my own seasoning. I make it up and put in these containers because it makes it easy. This one says beef brisket. So I use this for all my beef stuff. It is your basic what is wrong with this thing? It's your basic salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, chili powder, cayenne pepper, all mixed together. And that's what that seasoning is. We're going to season it right on top of that pretty baby right there. We'll show you what it looks like. Covered pretty good. You're not gonna over season it. With this mix I have here, you'd be hard pressed to over salt it for sure, because it's just not going to happen. Now, I know a lot of people, they worry about getting all around the edges and all that, and I do sometimes. I'm doing a brisket, I usually get it all up on the edges, but honestly, I'm not all that concerned about this. We'll let that sit on there just literally a minute or two, and let it adhere to that side, and then we'll flip it and do the other side. All right, we've got it flipped over. We've got both sides all seasoned up, and I've decided I don't think I'm going to wrap this thing. I actually believe I'm going to cook it to completion just on the smoker without wrapping it this time. And we'll see what the results are and see how that goes. All right, y'all, I think we're ready to do this. It's a nice Texas day to do a little smoking and cooking. We've got the smoker on already, so it ought to be up to temp. And tell you what, let's go throw this bad bear on there. What y'all think? All right, folks, we've placed this chuck roast on our smoker here, and I did let it come up to room temperature. It was about 70 degrees when I put it on here. So we're gonna close this thing up and let it do its thing for a few hours and see how it turns out. This is a big square gas smoker, but I throw wood in the bottom of mine also, just to give me some smoke flavor. Let's do this. It's nice and sunny out here in Texas, that's for sure. A little hot, 95, 96 degrees. Good day for grilling, smoking, cooking, whatever you want to do. Anyway, folks, we've got our smoker going. I've put a couple of pieces of hickory wood on it. Typically I use pecan pretty much for most of my cooking, but I had a couple of pieces of hickory and decided to use it today on this beef. And I'll show you all that wood over there, that's all pecan. So no lack of pecan here at the Red Barn. Anyway, we'll get back at you and let you know how this is going. It's only been on a few minutes, and internal temperature is rising pretty quickly. I've got one of these digital thermometers, and it's gone up 12 degrees in a matter of 10-15 minutes. Yet my ambient temperature is showing to be around 200. So I'm gonna crank this thing up about 225 for this thing and let it go, and we'll check back with you. Oh mammy, it's gonna be good. All right, here we go with our chuck roast. Looks like a juicy steak is what it looks like. And that only took 2.5 hours, and I was up to the temperature of 155 degrees, running at about 225 degrees. So I'm not going to cook this anymore. I'm going to leave it off at 155, wrap it up, let it rest, see what it does. I realize I didn't cut this one up and show you, but it is very juicy and very tasty. Oh, mammy.